Hello, welcome back to another episode of We Talking About. Today we're talking about episode 13, iZombie Season 2.
Holy shit.
I got my hopes up that this was the last episode of the season because it kind of had like a climactic like bit there for a while.
Ending, right?
And I was like, oh, right, Season 3, I guess. And then I was like, there's so many more episodes.
You're like, I guess we must be done. Okay, I find that strange because we've been talking about being at like the halfway point.
My
like
mind
7 episodes.
doesn't work, you see?
I see that.
But no, this felt like a mid-season finale, even though it's past that point.
It felt like something. And I don't wanna get my hopes up. They're not up. They're like tepid or something, right?
This episode was good.
This episode was good.
Yeah.
I know.
No, I was into it.
I was afraid to say the word good. I think it was kind of good.
So, what was your favorite part of this episode?
I never write that part down. I
don't write anything down, but I can tell you my favorite.
I know.
Want to know my favorite part of the episode?
What was your favorite part of the episode?
So spoilers. Later, they're defrosting Blaine's dad, and he had a makeup artist come over and make him up like he was old. And he's like, "Father, it's been 50 years," and he gives him the whole like all these things that he missed.
So I jotted down some stuff. This is so fucking brilliant for someone. First of all, it's insane that he would do that because earlier he's like, "All right, it's time for the real makeup job," and like they walk off like camera, and you're like, "What is he talking about?"
In my head, I'm like, to be tan or something, I guess.
Or something like, why? What are you doing? And then he's like, "Oh," and shows up as if his dad's been frozen for a very long time. He fucking, you missed the rapture and the floods, and we have to go talk to Dr. Zaius because winter is coming. Like he just
we have to move. Dr. Zaius is coming.
No, he said winter is coming.
Well, no, but
because
when he said to Dr. Zaius, it was like he's gonna get here soon. We have to hurry up.
Well, but the idea was like
help me.
He strung together all these things, all these crazy dumb sayings and pulls from all these crazy things. It was excellent. I actually did like guffaw and like seriously enjoy that or like whatever.
I loved it. I loved when he ripped the what do you call it, the beard off. It still had like the spirit gum or the tape or whatever. Like it wasn't one of those clean like removes like you have in fucking every movie ever.
Like the top was still liver spotted and he was just talking shit to his dad. So, like, I guess then, like, the runner-up, also favorite thing, and I wrote it down, like, all caps and all that stuff, it's when it cuts to Ravi and Clive, and he's like, tell me, like, you have to have picked up on this. No, every time we work on a case, she starts acting like, whatever. And he's like, I'll roll with it. I figure it helps her psychic process or something like that. And Ravi's like, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. And they just the whole thing. I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? Like, again, something must have changed on the show, or like the writers just don't show up for the whole middle of every season or something.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I thought that was fucking amazing. I actually am like wondering, did someone say something? Because we have been saying for a long time, like, like what kind of detective is he? He hasn't realized. Like, well, there's a dead country music singer, and you're seeing visions about her, and then it's like, where were you last night? I was at a bar performing a country song. And he's like, huh, anyway, and acts like it's fine, like, whatever, like, fuck.
So this episode, she plays a liar, and this might be the worst brain pickup drops, like, of ever.
What do you mean, like
the whole lying and her face when lying, like, like... And not all in fact, most in my experience, pathological liars aren't very good at it. And maybe that's what she was doing, but like when Devin was like, 5 numbers is still $50,000. Oh, I couldn't possibly, I just ripped it up out of anger.
Oh, shoot, or whatever.
Better luck next time. Like, it was just like this real, like, what? That's like if I told one of our friends, like, we need someone to fill in for this scene real quick. Hang on, it would be like that.
I actually liked her in this one. I wrote down, I actually like her in this one. I feel like I took it like she was lying and being like, oh shit, why did I say that? Fuck. And like, 'cause she's not been doing this her whole life. She just now has this impulse to like embellish and make things up and lie and all that stuff. I don't know.
I was a bartender. Oh yeah, you're making me thirsty.
I invented the orgasm or something like that.
And that names what's in an orgasm.
Yes, I have no way of knowing if that's accurate, but I assume it is.
It's even funnier if it's not accurate.
I thought there was a screaming orgasm was the name of the drink. I guess someone invented the orgasm first, and then the second person had to top that person and invented something. No, and like the lying actually plays in a bunch. When like Major shows up, she has to lie, and she lies her way into that dude's house to talking to his mom.
Yeah.
It was in. I don't know. The dead guy is the guy, but and I love. Okay, I wrote down in like the very beginning. It opens with digging. Real quick, there's a podcast. Robbie's listening to like fucking
Kylo Ren being a bitch,
like geek news podcast, and I was
he
like,
in real life is obsessed with Star Wars.
Is he?
He is, and
the actor
yeah, the actor, and I was like, I bet you that
Sweet.
he said something and got this done, or they just the writers know who he is by that point and
Yeah.
bring that up. Yeah, he was like, my dream is to be in Star Wars.
Fucking A. I didn't know that.
And now there's more Star Wars movies. It's possible.
No, now anyone could be in Star Wars. That's perfect.
I'm in the next one.
No, I really liked that for some reason because it fits his character and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Someday we'll be in someone's ears while they're digging up a dead body. And I wrote down Liv is assertive for some reason because she walked over dressed like Agent Scully and like because of the obvious reason for it is because Major and Ravi are like explaining like, oh, we're geocaching or whatever the fuck.
I love that
Clive.
explanation, and then when Clive's like what? He's like, well, haven't you ever like why does anyone climb a mountain? He's like, I'm sorry, are you comparing the two?
Are you making a comparison? Like what?
You're a
like,
bitch.
To test their word, to like test themselves as men and the limits of their physical and mental endurance. And he's like, exactly. And he goes, what? Or something like that. It was great. No, yeah, because it was I don't know. I like stuff like that. But so it was weird because Liv was already dressed for the part of the FBI agent, I thought, like earlier on. I don't think we've seen her in that coat. It's kind of a nitpick.
I also don't think she should be going through the pockets like at the crime scene.
Or whatever, right. Yeah, weird
Found
stuff.
this coaster.
Yeah.
What?
No, she was coming off like an investigator, like she was his partner.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a flub or if it was just like whatever, because she hadn't eaten the brain yet, and then she eats the brain thinking I'm gonna be an FBI agent, and I love that it was this fucking like misdirect or something. All right.
I like that the brain was in there. It's like when Ravi goes, oh, that's only been here a couple months. That brain looked fucking perfect.
Well, they just fucking.
It's just a Jello mold of brain. Like it's perfect.
They only have one brain.
I
They just have to
know.
keep reusing it. So I wrote FBI agent brain, and then I wrote full of shit brain, because like they let you think for like half a scene that she's an FBI agent now or something like that, and they kind of pull it on you where you go, oh shit, and she has the same reaction.
Something I thought for the first time today was she prepares all these meals at the morgue. There's all these utensils and food things and whatever, and she made like a burger this time, and when she put it into the meat grinder, which there's a meat grinder at the fucking morgue, but the part that really caught me, I was like, is this Pee-wee's Playhouse morgue? Because when she turned the meat, it totally came out like this claymation looking fucking thing.
Perfect,
Did you pick up on that?
I didn't pick up on it.
It looks really
I
out of
think
place.
that might be the same shot from other meat grinderies or something like that. And yeah,
This one jumped at me like, what is that?
It didn't stand out. I didn't really have any comments about this like preparation montage, but what I like remember like the patty and she's flipping it and it's like seared a certain way or whatever, and then I actually after
and she held it like the professional like pinkies down. Like
yes, no, like after this culinary montage, my like reaction was I started to like think about how they must have shot all these scenes of like food prep separately and then just had her do like a bunch of stuff. After the scene was over, I thought to myself like, I wonder if she filmed those all on the same day like 6 months ago, and like her hair might be different. Could we find out? But they're so quick, I've never thought about it before. So maybe that's those things being conjured in me is like related to what jumped out at you about like this looks weird or something like that. I still like the culinary montages though.
She's looked roughly exactly the same though in all of them.
There's really no way to tell or whatever, right? Yeah.
None of the characters really have any change in their look.
Nothing major. Nothing serious or
I
large.
was like, you talking about Major?
You're like, I know. Speaking of Major, Major does some stuff in this episode.
He does.
He's in this episode. He's featured.
The thing that my mind auto jumps to is he fucking gets caught.
I know.
Like that was great.
That was great.
Trapped him in his panic room.
Old man Nukem or whatever the fuck.
They don't have the budget to show the panic room, but I was like, that would have been cool.
Yeah. Right. So this is almost like an acknowledgement. It's totally not, but it's almost this acknowledgement that like Major is not really a badass, and anything could happen, and this could happen, and it fucking did happen. No, when they opened up that bag and it was Major, that was another. This episode was full of things where I was like, ooh, or something like that.
I thought it was going to be a new hooker. Was my,
yes.
I was like,
totally.
Oh, they killed or they turned a pretty girl. That was my thought.
Because he had just been like, all right, Natalie's not available, like fuck off, and then like you know, he goes down there and his boys surprise him. Fucking, it's the Chaos Killer.
Natalie might be coming back though, because now that Blaine knows all these are not dead, they're just in a freezer.
They didn't address
he
that.
could take him back.
I like that.
But he also it's weird. Like after all the good and tell, you know, the pleading and by like saying you're going to torture him and turn him into a zombie, leave him the thing, like he eventually kind of gives up enough information to go this thing and gets let on his way. He's like, all right, here you go.
Yeah,
and then, you know, takes that other guy as an issue, and I'm like, all right, that's just it was a little odd. I'm
totally odd.
It's because we live in like this Saved by the Bell world where like everything's good, and at the end of the day, we're all still kids. Thank God we're Saved by the Bell.
Yes. Now, I wasn't a huge Buffy fan. I always think of Spike when something like that happens or something like that. But like, yes, this is that sort of thing where like, well, these are our main characters, so like obviously. He's like, I will brutally murder you, and he's like, no, and then it's like, and like later they have a shot of like him and Blaine's henchmen like walking in slow motion with like guns or some shit, and it's just like everything's fine or whatever, right? Yeah, we're all on the same team. It turns out. All right, so Blaine, why did I write down Blaine Holocaust?
Because Blaine is responsible for the Holocaust. I have no idea.
I wrote down Blaine, Holocaust, Natalie, Blaine's nanny, Dad's will, doesn't get shit.
Well, Blaine Holocaust, it could have been that when he had a joke with the nanny where it's like you were my biggest disappointment, and losing out to Ava Brown wasn't was that is that why you wrote that?
Pretty good, yeah. No, my notes are sometimes cryptic, even to myself.
My handwriting is the same way.
Well, this is clearly trying to be Holocaust. Nope, the L is crossed like it's a T. I don't know anymore.
This is Holocaust.
the point is, yeah. So all that stuff with the dad gets set up by this will reading. He is in fact like presumed dead.
Because it's been now. What is it? After a couple months, they say you're dead.
Yeah. And they have the video will trope thing happening.
And he wants to make another video will, but I don't think it's the video that is actually the binding part. That's just the reading of the will. Isn't there like an actual will that's notarized by somebody that's like the will?
That's an excellent point, and that's the kind of thing that in real life would probably be relevant. But here they even say something like, why are you here for the reading of the will? It's like, well, I'm here for this reason. It's not really going to be a reading, cut to like the video or whatever. Which I guess, I would assume, like, there's a will, and then in, like, the middle of the page it says, hit play, and then you read the, right? Because isn't that how those scenes usually go? And now Mr. Jefferson has a message for his loved ones. And they, like, play the thing, right? Like,
Brewster, you have to spend $50 million.
Yeah, it's that sort of stipulation or whatever.
And if you contest the will, so like the money goes to the person that like it's willed to, and he wants to contest it. So if you're contesting, you're going to court, but the money's already changed hands. If she just starts ripping through it, do you then like owe them money?
I think in real life, again, if it's real life, when there's a contestation or something like that, the money gets frozen, like an escrow thing, and then it doesn't get ruled or something like that.
Because her opener was like, sell everything, liquidate this bitch.
Yes.
And I was like, oh.
She had a plan going in that was pretty good. She had like fucking handed the thing over, do it now. Whatever. Execute order 66, go, whatever. Yeah. No.
Especially for that age, liquidate. What are you going to do?
Like, oh, of course. No, she's doing the right thing. But
she's 106 years old.
I liked all this idea of like Blaine having this terrifying nanny in his childhood. Yeah. He was growing up like a rich boy and distant, and her.
Well, like he said it best, where it's like you hear you have a nanny and you think, oh, this, but you don't know who she was. Like, and I'm like, that's true about anything really. Yeah. Like the richest people could be the most unhappy motherfuckers.
Right, and he certainly has some issues that are unresolved or whatever, with both his father and his nanny.
Yeah.
The major got captured. How badly do you want to see your dad again? Dig him up. I wrote down Dark Alliance. Okay, Dark Alliance gets dad. Ganks reporter. Little help here? I liked that scene.
Yes.
It actually landed for me.
I liked a lot. This episode was...
He's like, little help here? Is the big guy? No?
Yeah.
Fuck. Like
where is the big zombie?
Yeah, well,
it felt like a parody of it that I would do. Like,
he didn't.
Where is the big zombie?
Okay. Did you hear like what I did though? Like whenever I see something, I like fix it in my head and I make it like good for me or something like that. So that's why I liked it, because of what it did in my head. Like, yes, he literally said, "Where's the big zombie?" Like a fucking idiot.
And that made me laugh.
Now I'm all sad.
Because I like stupid things.
Because I like dumb shit. It was dumb too. It was fun. And then I capped it off with child abuse, torture, and loud music.
All during the middle of this, though, our like savior rat, the New Hope.
Oh yeah.
Her clones. When I was like, he can clone rats. Like, is that not complicated?
I totally was just like, I don't know, whatever.
Of course, he has an accent. He can clone whatever he wants.
I don't know how hard it is to clone rats now. It's not like a 3D printer where you just can punch in and make a rat.
Anyway, he cloned a rat, impregnated the rat had babies, the babies killed the mother.
Oh, okay. No. So that mama rat was a surrogate. He probably took eggs from New Hope and then did something and like implanted them into this other rat who then gave birth to clones who then engaged zombie mode and like ate that rat.
Mm-hmm. I still don't know if that's an easy thing to do.
It's not an easy thing. It's not even easy to say, as I just proved.
No.
That was crazy.
And then, of course, at the end of the episode, A New Hope died.
Yes, so I still don't like the people who've been cured have still not
they haven't even turned back to zombies. But this worries Ravi dramatically. Where it's like they're on borrowed time. And I'm like, wouldn't they have the time to turn back into a zombie and then die?
And it's not even the same number of days, and he doesn't even know why it died or what's going on.
I don't even know how you would begin to cure this either. Because even if you're like, you have a team to do this, at some point you have to realize that they're not even cured now. You would only really be able to test if you're curing them once they're back to zombies, and then you only have a small time frame before they're dead. I don't know that you can cure these people.
I mean, I would have a grim prognosis in real life, but again, this is a movie magical thing. No, it's horrible, and like, I don't feel like, so whenever this comes up with like vampires even or anything that you're curing, or like you're killing the master and everyone turns back, that's magic, I guess, so that's fine. But like stuff like this, you've been living on like brains and hot sauce for this whole time. Like your body's no doubt gone under physiological changes as a result of this virus. It has to have. What explains the strength and the not bleeding and all that stuff? Shit's not just ready to go again when you just click it back over to human, right? That's crazy.
No, it's ready to go again.
It's all ready to go.
Yeah, it was all waiting there for you.
I don't know. That seems weird to me.
That's cool, because somehow you heal, like, because they were shot, turned into a zombie, and then healed. It wasn't that they were shot, turned into a zombie, and then there's just a hole there forever, but you don't die. Somehow it's like a cure-all, and they came back. It's like a magical thing.
Yeah, it's almost like it's not like being a zombie at all.
It's not like being a zombie at all.
From like any other fiction that includes zombies.
And again, this is, every world would be different. You're not just, there's no actual, they're not following the real zombie rules, like.
That was my favorite.
What does that mean?
That was on the commentary for that Dawn of the Dead, the Zack Snyder one. That's all like the good one or whatever. Yeah. There's a scene where like the zombies hesitate when like the door opens or closes or whatever the fuck. And during the commentary, I think Zack Snyder himself said something like, "All right, we got a lot of shit for this scene. Okay, listen, I know that's not realistic. That zombies in real life wouldn't do that, but our zombies do that in the movie, right? You just have to suspend your disbelief. It's not like real life zombie, like making a joke about how like zombies are not real. I don't know."
No, everything's funny. What other moments were in this episode that jumped? Oh, so we find out the day that our boy got shot. What's his name?
Drake.
Drake got shot.
Beefcake.
He was shot by the person who was killed in this episode today, and you got to see his partner. What's his name? Like Easy E or something?
Donnie,
Johnny, Bonnie.
Well, there was Scott E and Donnie.
Yeah.
And that's their joke. It's a running joke. It's a theme.
So you see that he's the one that kills the other two people. Yeah. It's a deep little web they've got going on there.
It ties it together. It ties something together. I don't know. It's like, oh, that night when you were shot, you didn't tell me the whole story. And it's like, what would I have told you? I was doing something bad, and some guys shot me that you never met before?
I was going to kill somebody, and then they shot me, and then I killed other people or whatever.
He was just following orders, though.
But yeah, I thought it was very funny when they were like, oh, and that was his best friend. Then you cut to the flashback. He's dead too. And I'm like, what are the odds?
Yeah, I know. And fucking like, and the mom is like, I just hope it was quick and he didn't see it coming. And luckily she's pathological liar this week, so she can be like, yep. When it's like, no, he dug his own grave and was sweating and pissing himself for hours. It was horrible.
He tried to get out, immediately died.
He made his move. It was a bad move. I, by the way, saved the guy that... Anyway, I don't know. Can I just... Can one of these to go?
Yeah.
So also, Stacy Boss is like, I'm gonna need you to kill somebody,
Yeah,
and
he's
Drake's
yep,
like, I got this, without hesitation.
pretty much.
Which makes me think now that he's not being framed unfairly as a bad guy, he might actually be a bad guy.
Oh yeah, I've always
Unless,
thought he was a bad guy.
well, unless, do we actually know what happened to that guy? Did that get resolved?
No,
Because
we didn't see him again, and we didn't see that guy again.
we heard him on the phone, right? And he was like, "Yeah, I got a thing. I think he might be with that guy or something like that.
It's possible.
Some crazy shit."
Yeah, because it's not, that he couldn't have just brought up a fucking trip to Mexico page and then skedaddled. But yeah, they certainly could have been together.
Yeah, he could have been in
Threw
on
hot
it.
coffee at him though. That would have made me angry.
I made a note of that. Let's guy pour a cup of coffee. Where I was like, that's stupid. If you're hiding, waiting, or for someone, you don't let them
He's a big guy with a gun. He probably has a certain amount of confidence.
He probably and he's a zombie, so he probably doesn't care at all.
True.
I still just think like procedural wise, you're just letting him open a drawer, take out a huge knife. All right, close that, do this. All right.
I waited until he was just finished loading the
he's
gun, and
loading
then I
a
said,
shotgun.
"Hey."
Then you go, well, fancy seeing you here. Oh! That stuff, fucking yeah.
Accidentally shot himself. So we'll see where that goes.
I think that phone call where Drake is like, yeah, listen, let's do it later. I can't make it or whatever, indicates he's either indisposed in a good or a bad way with that guy. I don't know if they talked it out. I don't know if he killed him really. Or bad. Yeah.
Like with his mother, it's literally, I'm a hypochondriac this week and I can't come out.
Yes.
With this show, you never know.
I have a feeling something's up.
I would imagine there's something just because it did feel too perfect that.
I hope it's that he didn't kill the guy, and he's like, well, yeah, I just do whatever the fuck. But it doesn't really make sense. But that doesn't mean it's not happening.
He could have not killed him to get more information to give to Blaine because he's working for Blaine to take down Stacy Boss. So he'd be in no position to really want to help out Mr. Boss. At the very least, he might be like, hey, I'm not going to kill you. You're my boy. You help me take this guy down, like something like that.
Yeah, you're gonna leave town now. What do you know, or something like that? Some fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cops, they like him for this. All right, we'll send someone down there. You know what? We'll send up. Like, what the fuck was that? It was very weird.
What, the scene where he's ordered to do it? Yeah, I know. Well, and they had some guy who's not even an actor, I think, walk in and go, yeah, so Terrell is down at the thing or something. And you're like, what? Who are you? What the fuck's going on? And like the angle was weird in that guy's shot too.
It was.
That was an interesting scene. I don't know. It really threw me how eager Drake was to go take this hit job because he's been presenting it as just like, hey, I do what I gotta do to do these things or
anything
whatever.
To get further into the organization, to get more information, to fucking kill him.
I agree with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I like that Liv has a love interest. This is gonna end tragically.
Sure.
Waiting to see it happen.
Well, I imagine there'll be at some point a fight between him and Major, and at another point somebody will die.
A fight over Liv or just because?
Both.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And Major will try to justify it as like, he's a zombie, I had to take him for the fucking thing, something or other, da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, because he won't know, because she'll keep it a secret the whole time. And, oh, it's so tawdry, fucking yeah.
My brother's in there, the one I don't talk to, and he won't talk to me because I had AIDS or whatever. Oh.
So you patch things up. Oh, yeah. Whole fucking thing. I loved that. That was kind of fine. All right. So it ends.
It ends.
As things often do, with an ending.
Yes, they finally have a memory from Liv where they killed those people to then like, it's by the swing set. Oh, she takes them there, puts a little red pesticide flag in the ground, and they start to dig.
So okay, she pulls out 2 little shovels.
Yeah, like shing.
So number one, like Electra would, and just goes at things. I totally want her to like use like zombie speed and strength,
like a mole,
to like quickly dig in like the dirt, and then just nothing happened instead of that. Literally nothing happened, and it was like, that's weird. Why even do that?
I chuckled out loud, like, why did you just pull those out? Like you were the assassin of the group. Like, why?
It's pretty good. That's the kind of dumb thing that I like, though. That's the kind of thing where I'm like, this is dumb, this is great.
Are you planting flower bulbs? Then get the fuck out of here. Major, get over here.
Well, because I had that feeling, and then I'm like, no, because her eyes will turn like red, and she'll go, and just fucking like dig it out and shit. Oh, it'll be green.
They don't have the budget to do that.
I know, but then don't show me the
dumb shit.
Don't plant it in my head.
But they do find the bodies, they find the tainted utopia, and bam.
Well, he holds up the leg, and they go, and it's like,
they knew one was missing a leg, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I hope the utopium's in there after all this fucking digging and bullshit.
It's definitely in there. It's in there.
It has to be.
Because they only have like 4 episodes to like, or 5. How many episodes in the season?
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and
There's 19? Oh, God, why?
They have 6.
All right, so 6 episodes
I just killed myself.
To get that drug out of the dead people, to put it into the lab, to make a fucking thing, to get it like stolen once, to get it back, to use it, to have it not work, to change it last minute and save somebody. Like
to then I think save everyone with something totally unrelated.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter.
The blood orchid, we got this from the Amazon.
This cures everything. Oh, just use that then. Fuck. All right. I have a little button. There was an awesome part.
Sure.
Because I have to highlight anything that's not shitty. Where someone's like, what do I have to do to convince you? Like, what does he have to do to convince you that he's the devil? Like, throw up the sign of, like, the beast or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then cuts to the, like, FBI agent slapping down the photo, and he's, like, doing the thing in, like, the window. That you saw before, and you're like, what is he doing that to the window for? Oh, it was amazing.
And then, like, that little corner of a chin, they're like, that looks like Major.
Okay, well, so that's the other, surveillance photo from later. That's when they actually tell you. Blaine's like, get away from the window, FBI, come on, man.
Yeah.
And you see his, and they go, looks like Major, and I don't know what's happening with that.
It's like a blurry picture of like a chin and a part of a mouth.
It's
like,
literally, I don't see how you could
it
possibly
could be
think
anyone
it's
in the
Major.
world. Like, but
So it's probably gonna be like a plot element, but I think Major should just say, that isn't me. Where is that? Why would I be there? And then it would just be gone.
Yeah,
forever.
it would be.
I don't see whatever, but yeah.
So we'll see next time if they bring that up at all, or
Are you excited for these next 6 episodes?
a little bit, just because it'll be over for a
You
short
excited
time.
for it to be over?
I think isn't
For it
like
to
season 3
end?
already on though? It's like, oh, it'll like come in like perfectly when we're done, like to watch the next season. And
Well,
kill
so
ourselves.
so we're doing 2 a week now, so it'll be like 3 weeks. As
Yeah.
we're recording it, you're watching it probably thousands of years in the future, and you've made the right choice for archiving humanity's whatevers. But we're doing like 2 weeks, it'll be 3 weeks. We could probably slide directly into season 3. No, season 2 only hit Netflix like a few months ago, I think.
We're not that lucky. Until next time, guys, don't die in a fire.